I asked the 9D Arcturian Council how to practice forgiveness so we can free our souls. When you fully express it, the energy has been dissipated. That energetic frequency of the upsetness is what's important to focus on. The moment you fully express something, the energy is no longer there. There is nothing left to forgive.
Hello, lovely souls. Welcome to Becoming Awesome with Peter D., channeling the 9D Arcturian Council.
Hey, you beautiful people. So glad to be with you today. I'm going to have the 9D Arcturian Council on, speaking about the techniques that you can use for forgiveness that will free your soul. I'm excited to share this with you. Before we start, remember this is a discussion. Put your comments below, and a like and subscribe would really help the channel. Here we go. Dear brothers, dear sisters, dearest humanity, it is with great joy that we, the 9D Arcturian Council, take this opportunity to reach out to you. We are excited that more and more channels like this one, Peter, are here to speak with you. But we know that you are going to reach out. Many of you are interested in connection with your star brothers and sisters. Please include us on that list. We would love to connect with you. And as you have been taught, it will start with this psychic connection. Right now, you're listening to these messages. You are picking up the vibration. Then as you develop and release your blockages and your densities, like the forgiveness we're going to talk about today, you will become lighter. And as such, we will be in your field. And when you open this line of communication, you will then move closer to your desire of physical contact with your star brothers and sisters. This is coming. Till then, we're just going to adore you, humanity. Oh, God, you are beautiful. So much that you do, so much that you strive for, so much beauty and creativity. Oh, we just want to reflect that to you. And I know some of you are listening because we are in the time and space field, so we know this. Some of you who are listening are going through difficulties and troubles. We still only see the bright, shiny you. And our job is to nudge you so that you can see that bright, shiny you, so you can break off the crowd of troubles that have been caking you, your light and keeping you tamped in. But enough of praise. There's never enough of praise because you deserve it. Let us move to our message for today, which is on the topic of forgiveness. Now, Peter has discovered through his work, and we are going to reinforce this, and we are going to use the terminology he is familiar with so it becomes an easier channel for him. He has discovered that when you fully express anything, you go into a bliss state, right? Now, that full expression is probably more than most of you are used to. You'll touch a feeling and you'll cry for a minute or two. I'm done. And no, you're not done. You've seen it with your small children when they completely cry something out. There's no past, there's no history, right? And they're just immediately happy again. Now, this principle applies to forgiveness because when you fully experience something, and it doesn't matter if you caused it or you were the recipient, the victim of somebody else causing it, when you fully express it, the energy has been dissipated. And because that energy is dissipated, it is no longer attractive. Hence, you're free. That is how your soul gets free. And here's the fun part. Forgiveness has already taken place. The moment you fully express something, the energy is no longer there. There is nothing left to forgive. Yes. Now, there are rituals that many people use to say the words of, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And these are beautiful rituals, and it's always important to own your truth and speak it. But we are here to tell you that the energetic work changes everything. And maybe it won't be so difficult to do the actual speaking work of saying, hey, look, I'm sorry, I messed up. Please forgive me. There's a couple of aspects of this we wish to explore more deeply. One is how this energetic works. And two, we wish to talk about the culture that you were raised in that has separated you from this energetic with what you have been taught about forgiveness, which has been incomplete and actually has created a cycle of shame for many of you. So let us get into this, please. You know when something is not right because you have an internal guidance system inside you, your connection to Source. And you know when your relationships are out of kilter. Unless you spent a lot of time going numb or justifying it. They did this and they deserve that. But you're still upset. Okay? That energetic frequency of the upsetness is what's important to focus on. That energetic frequency is indeed what is giving you the crawl in your throat, the pang in your gut, that you may be thinking around shame or guilt or maybe the necessary forgiveness, i.e. they should apologize to me or I should apologize to them. It's both ways, not just you have to forgive what you've done. No, sometimes you want others to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, because they have done things. Regardless of whether they were the cause or you were the cause, the energetic is out of balance, and that is why you feel the discomfort. Now, if you can tap into that energetic and fully express it, this is what Peter offers with his and his wife's 14-day guide to Ascension, is a step-by-step process for identifying what is not right in your relations, in your connections, in yourself, and expressing it fully to release it. There are many ways to do this, but they all involve similar elements. Full physical expression, full awareness of what transpired, including your role in it and other people's roles in it. Not just what you think, but the understanding that is beyond your 3D consciousness. And you get that simply by moving into the emotional experience. You just express it, you cry it out, you get angry, you punch it out, whatever it is. And you then have wisdom. You then have an innate knowing of what these other things are. If you try to get there mentally, well, they did this and I did that, and this is right, and this philosopher says, and this is my ethics code, and good luck. You never get past the mental spinning to get to the energetic, so you don't really have the clearing. You have understanding, you have walls that you built around it, you've tamped it down with all these mental suppressions, but then you wonder why your life's still not working, right? Because you're still holding the energetic. So that is all well and good, but it is after the fact that is useful if you even care to. If you go right to the energetic, you will gain the wisdom. Now, in the full expression comes the release of the density that you hold. And it also has an effect on those around you. The energy is not just yours or theirs. It was in connection because obviously you took offense by it or you did something to give offense from it. Hence the need for forgiveness. So there's this energetic connection. Now, if you clear your side, the other side automatically clears. Now, that person may or may not be interested in clearing. They may want to hold their resentment or their grudge, and that is for them to decide. But you will no longer be affected by what they choose to do or not do because you are fully clear. And when you are fully clear, as we said, there's nothing left to forgive. Now, this creates certain things where timelines shift. The channel Peter has seen it, and many people he is friends with and meditates with and works with have seen it. You're going to start seeing it if you have not already. You fully release your expression, and then you contact the other person, and they have no memory of the incident. They're looking at you like you're funny. What are you saying? That didn't happen. I didn't do that. You didn't do this. And it was really shocking when Peter first did this because it happened with his mother, and he was just waiting for her to apologize for some of the things she had done to him while he was being reared. And in fact, that never happened. And he was upset at first because he was expecting that's how it goes. But what did happen was the energetic shifted. She was no longer triggered by it, and he was no longer triggered by it. So you can't expect people to say, oh, I'm sorry. But you can then start to have a wonderful relationship with them because that is no longer in the field. Peter has seen this happen multiple times. He and his wife teach weekend classes often, and they will do processes, especially with parents, because that is your primary relationship and where all other relationships are modeled. He would do these processes where they would clear out pains between parent and child, and no matter how old you are. In every class, at least one, sometimes 2 or 3 people would report the next morning. Wow, we did that process yesterday, and my parents haven't talked to me in 5 years, called me up. They called me. That would always happen. One was super funny. A lady was working on incidences with her children. And when it was done, she was stunned. She held up her cell phone. My daughter just texted me. She hasn't talked to me in years. And she now texted me. And this was just because the energetic shifted because the mom was processing it. So you're going to start to see this around you. And as the energetic changes, you then become free. You're not carrying it. You may not get the thing about, what is the old saying? Would you rather be right or rather be loved? You may not get them to say the words of forgiveness, but you will get the feeling if you do your work by truly going into a cause. Now, this is not to try to understand and justify. This is the second item we wish to talk about. A lot of your teachings, especially your moral and religious teachings, have distanced you from forgiveness. The most classic one is turn the other cheek. Well, that's really great if you don't have sores on that other cheek from already being slapped a few times. Right? Until you deal with where you're at, you can't have an ethical code, which is why we were talking about you must fully express. And that means fully express the pain that was caused, either that you received, right, or that you caused. It doesn't matter. You're big enough to surrogate on both ends of this. And it hurts, It hurts for whatever the people did. But when you fully express it, you no longer have that, as we spoke about the wisdom cleared. You no longer have the density pulling you down. And so then it's easy to say, oh, I can turn the other cheek. Because there's no wounds or scars on it. They have been relieved. Now, this is a problem religiously in that we are often taught how to do the forgiveness part with the words and the mentality, but not with the release of the energy, which is so critical. As such, you sit there and you say the words, oh, please forgive me, but you don't really feel it. You feel guilty that you don't live up to asking for forgiveness while you're still desiring to do whatever it was you did that caused the problem in the first place. We teach this to our kids. We make them say the words, apologize, say it like you mean it. And that just builds up layers of resentment on top. Now, this is actually systematically done by those in charge of our religious power groups. And they are power groups. You must understand that they are not promoting a mass religion for the benefit of the people in the religion. Right? If they were doing that, they wouldn't be promoting a mass religion. They would just be sharing what they have. Right? Rather than a whole system of, oh, and you tithe, and you obey, and you follow my rituals, and these are important things because of tradition, and these are the laws of whatever. Okay? If it was truly in the interest of those that was being served, it would be given freely, generously. You don't see that so clearly. It's not the intent. Now, with these teachings that are being pushed on you, is the idea that if you say the word, somehow you will atone. Okay? And that is quite interesting in that the words mean nothing. This channel Peter, his mother, said, oh, pay them with your lips. Just say the right words. You don't have to give them any money or do anything. Pay them with your lips. So she was perfectly okay, and she taught the lesson of you can lie your way into being okay with your relations. And that's a far extension of, oh, you just say, I'm sorry. And there's no processing work, so there's no meaning, no clearing there. Another way that this has been put on you that becomes impossible to follow is with all the rules, you're always having to seek forgiveness, your rituals of confession in certain churches or in this or that. You keep admitting that something's wrong with you. You never finish anything. And this is built into the scripture in the Judeo-Christian. You're born with original sin. Yes, you're born broken. And therefore you must be punished for these things. And there's no forgiveness ever. And if that's in the whole scheme of things in the religion, that your Eve character did something that offended your God character, and therefore you must always suffer and be punished, what does forgiveness even mean in that context? There's never any granted. And you would think that if it's as big as God, as it's being taught, that there would be full of forgiveness. Oh, well, he can forgive you if you go through all these right hurdles and follow these rules and say you're not worthy enough times and do all the different rituals. Then in another lifetime, but while you're on earth here, you're dirty. Sorry. This channel Peter once went to Bali and snuck into a sacred waters and got kicked out by the monks. But they were most upset that he did not have a scarf around his waist to separate the supposedly clean upper half of his body from the unclean lower half. Right? So they were only half bad, the part that touches the ground in that culture. You see how this is? There is no sense for forgiveness ever, so it becomes a political control tool given to you under the guise of religion. And you look at many of the figures behind those religions, and some of them are not the most reputable. Even the ones in the highest positions play a lot of cover-up roles. So, what we are here to tell you is that forgiveness is indeed yours. All you have to do is complete your experiences, fully express what was going on, the pain you caused, the pain the other person caused. At that point, you can say the words. You might be the one to call up your parents and say, hey, look, I'm sorry. This is how I treated you when I was little because I was doing these things. Do not justify your actions. That still means you still have unsettled business emotions that are not been fully expressed. If you have to have reasons and justify it, no. Just admit, I did this, you did that, here's how it went, and I'm sorry. When you do that, then all of a sudden you'll find the other people are so receptive because you cleared the energy blockage. Sometimes you don't need to do it, but if you choose to, it will elevate your relationship even further. But you don't turn the other cheek first. You feel it, fully express it, release the energetics, then you can say the words. And that is what the religions fail to teach, because if they've taught you to move this stuff into your body and the blockages in your body, you would have a direct open channel with your source, right? This is the mistake. People think I must learn to channel. No. You just simply must release what is keeping you from channeling, which is your natural state, and that is the suppressed, dense emotionals that you're holding, which then you layer over with all the mental beliefs about how that's all bad and wrong to feel and express these nasty, ugly feelings. See how that whole cycle is built to keep you from that way? This is why it is built that way. If you were learning that you could just freely express, you would all channel and you would all have a direct connection with your source. You wouldn't need this message. You certainly would not need the mass churches, except to celebrate and party with. So we're going to leave you with that hopeful vision. This is all available to you. And it is so beautiful. It is yours to take. This is the God spark that is within you, that you have embodied to come to planet Earth with. And if you fully express it, all of it, remember, God includes all of it, not just these rules of right and wrong, or this is bad or that's bad. It's all God's creation, and you're holding it. That means you, as this avatar of God, are holding it, and you can express it. And this is what we would encourage you to do. Till you make your movements and clear your densities, and we can speak directly with you, we will say goodbye through this channel now. Be blessed. Okay, Peter, I'm back. Oh, yeah, I'm a little tired today, so I'm not getting all animated. But boy, when the energy of the 9D Arcturian Council came through, it was just so peaceful, so expansive. And I hope you felt that in the video. My takeaways were you fully express, and then the energetic's gone. There's nothing left to forgive. And then boom, you do say the words, and it has meaning. So, free your soul. I don't think that was mentioned in the message, but the reason I asked the 9D Arcturian Council to talk about this was I came to understand that once you move the energy off out of you, it changes your karma. It no longer see what we think is karma is actually the density of that energy just attracting experience to you over and over. You complete it, you don't have to do it anymore. And that means between lifetimes. So many of us came back lifetime after lifetime after lifetime to try to sort out the same energy knot, to try to untangle it. And after dozens, thousands of tries, we're still stuck in that loop. Once you fully express it, karma's gone. And that's soul freedom. That's where we're headed. We invite you to do it. Tracy and I got the free 14-day program, can guide you. We offer sessions by donations 3 days a week. Check that out in the links below. Please remember to give us a like and a subscribe to help this channel. God bless you. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. How do you do forgiveness? Be well.